I would actually connect to your first question of solution is this piece, and there is a big piece outside of it. You need to have the connectivity. Let's start with one is, the very first is you need to, as a partner or a solution provider, need to have a partnership mind with the IT team of the organization. You need to understand the difficulties, what I articulated. It's a small meeting, but if you spend time with me a couple of days and you understand the process and difficulties, you start empathizing with this team. So you plan the solution right from technology to rolling out to support everything along with our thought process. Not only us, many such organizations. So take a partnership approach, number one. Number two is the solution need to be cognizant of the whole life cycle of system, whether it is a patching, upgrade, support, training. Everything has to take that into consideration for that solution to be successfully used by the user. The whole chasm need to be crossed. So you need to be aware of that. So as much as you try to, as a solution provider, keep building these layers or part of the system and have the view of the whole thing into the solution, the easier for us to roll out. Third one, which I already said, is do not ever attempt to do half-baked solution, try to roll into production. It's going to be very, very challenging, and once a user, and we are talking about, let's say in my case, 12,000 users. I cannot control the perception of the user, right? So once a user gets a perception the system is not good, it's very difficult to recover from there. So even if you are delivering minimum viable product of 3 features, do it thoroughly well and make sure it integrated well, works well before we put into the system. Have that view. Never have the view that, okay, I will give this system, let me get a feedback from the users, then figure out what to do with them. I'm taking a very different contra view of the DevOps process in this case, okay? As I said, always build in, bake in adoption metrics. Normally people don't do that. If a system is rolled out, management, CIO, even you as a solution provider should be able to look at the adoption metrics, whether in terms of business metrics, actual adoption, usage, everything has to be already baked into that. So I'm trying to give a view beyond your technology, your database, your architecture, your cloud architecture, your ML architecture. That is the actual core solution, right? Solving a problem. But all the other things which I'm talking need to be part of your thought process and view when you are building a solution. Last one, very important, is which I want to be out in the open to make sure that is when we are actually working with a solution provider who are not large, who are smaller, there is always a thought about risk of the startup going belly up. Then what happens? How do I protect my business? It's always in our mind. Don't ever underestimate that thought process and risk in our mind. The best way forward that is, as much as possible, build on open standards, open platform. So what happens is, okay, I use this particular open standard. So what it gives a sense of comfort. Oh, okay, even if something goes wrong, I will be able to find skills to manage this beyond. Otherwise, it's going to be, already we are challenged with team which is not able to scale up with rapidly moving technology. I can't take one more solution which is built and figure out what happens with the system. So it's easier sell for a solution provider built on open standards and take it to the market. The open standard could be domain specific. For example, with healthcare could be a FIRE standard or HL7, whichever is appropriate. It could be technology specific. It could be in domain technology or anyone built on open standards. It makes it easier for us to make the right decision.